I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. A lot of y'all know who I am. Some of you are new and you don't. I am with Zion Law School, and our primary business is teaching Ancient Ibaryath. That's right. That's our primary teaching, primary focus. Everything we do is based upon that and to advance that. All right. So whether we're talking about natural law, cosmology, astrotheology, the esoteric gospels, the foundation of all of that is Ancient Ibaryath. Now, I've said before that this is how I've come to my understanding of everything that I talk about. Okay, it's through my study and knowledge of the Ancient Ibaryath. Okay, y'all. So for those of you who maybe who might like flashy stuff, you might be influenced by the flashy stuff. Keep in mind that anything that I present here, I got it from the Ancient Ibaryath and my study of it. Okay. All right. So, of course, y'all know that involves linguistics, right? It involves linguistics. So the concepts and principles of linguistics, Ancient Ibaryath is of the Canaanite, Phoenician, or Canaanite, whatever y'all want to call it, family of languages. A lot of people got a problem with that. All right, but that's the history of it, as far as we know. Okay, as far as we know. Okay, some of y'all have a problem with Moabites. Okay, so perhaps you should do some more study on Moabites. Okay, oftentimes what you're going to find is that those nations, those bloodlines, all right, so that's another thing. We have to stop thinking in terms of corporate nation states and think in terms of bloodline. It makes everything easier. It makes things clearer. When you think in terms of bloodline, all right, y'all? There's a difference between nation states, corporations, and bloodlines. The problem arises, or the problem that we have now, where people don't know the difference between the two, and therefore they get mixed up in time, mixed up in chronology, and they can't understand history. It's because they don't know the difference between nation state and bloodline. All right, once you understand that, go back and watch the videos that I've done. I talk about this concept all the time. I'm not going to tell you because I want you to go and watch those videos. All right, I want you to find out, and I want the benefit of you viewing the videos. All right, so you can learn. And then we also get a benefit because it was viewed, all right? Nobody likes to create something and then people don't use it. Ask your mother or your father how they feel when they cook and you don't eat. So that should be pretty clear, okay? So y'all go back and watch those videos and learn. So once you have an understanding of what a nation state is and what a bloodline is, all right, then things will become more clearer to you and you'll be able to make sense of things a whole lot easier, especially with your timelines, with your chronology, all right? And as always, don't give too much weight to chronology, all right? Don't give too much weight to chronology, and there's a lot of reasons for that. You can go find them yourself if you're not aware. All right, but don't argue about dates and don't argue about chronology. All right. Okay, so I titled this Live, or Dr. Yasapa Live. All right, and I'm back at one of my favorite places, as y'all can see. I like looking at these fish. They're not coming next to me because I never feed them. So maybe I should start feeding them if I want them to come here. Oh, so here they come. Y'all see that? See that? This is an example about intention. I wanted them to come to me. I spoke it, and y'all see they all came. Did y'all see that? They all came. So intention is a real power, as y'all just witnessed for yourself. Okay? I'm sure they didn't hear me and they understood what I was talking about. So there was a communication that took place that we don't have sensory apparatus to detect, but we can definitely, at least at the conscious level, but it definitely exists. Now, some of y'all might say that was a coincidence, right? And I won't argue it, because whatever you think is what you think. That's your business. All right. So, and I guess they're coming back. Are they coming back? So I'm drinking a tea, but they just threw it in the cup. I need to stir it up. They might tell me to move away from here because, they might not want this stuff to spill in the water. I hope they don't. All right. So here we go. I got my usual, my hot tea, complimentary, and my black coffee. And we're going to get started now. So anyway, y'all like and share the video, okay? Let people know we are live. Let people know we're here. I think it's late in the US, at least on the East Coast. I just wanted to come in and talk about toxic people. What do you do when you have toxic people, family, close friends, or co-workers that are in your life? Okay? They're non-cooperative, manipulative, deceitful, all of those things that people are, that get them labeled as being toxic. How do you deal with these people? Well, the first step for me, what I do, I take a look at myself, and I try to see if there's anything that I'm doing that's contributing to it, right? Am I causing that person to react to me in a toxic way? Or am I inviting it? Am I causing it, or am I inviting it? Sometimes you can not do certain things, and it invites a sheep to become a lion. You know what I mean? But anyway, usually I look at myself. I just had an experience with a toxic person. That's why I'm talking about this. So I take a look at myself, and I usually let some time go by, like a lot of time go by, to try to see what am I doing to contribute to it, right? Make sure I'm really seeing it the way it is. And then once I take a look at it, like, I know my personality, right? Some of y'all might not be experienced enough in life or aware. If you are experienced in life, you may not be aware of your personality, okay? So you may not be able to do this effectively. But anyway, that's what I do. And then once I get a good sense of my role in it, usually I make a decision. to either cut that person off. In a lot of cases, you can't cut a person off, right? You might have to deal with them at work. I don't care what anybody says. You can cut off a family member. You can cut off a friend, right? You can cut off toxic family members, and you can cut off toxic friends. A lot of people have a hard time doing that. But that might be one of the best things you've ever done for yourself, is to cut off toxic family members. But a lot of y'all go through that old guilt trip about blood and this, that, and the other. Kind of feel sorry for y'all. You know, you don't have the whatever it is that you might be lacking, or whatever it is that's causing you to. Usually it's religion. Usually it's religion that's causing people to stay in toxic family relationships, right? People say things like blood is thicker than water. Or that's your family, they're going to always be there for you. Well, that just is not true. Some family members, and then sometimes, even if that is true, the damage that they cause is not worth it. You got one shot at this. You got one life. You got one shot at this. All right? You got one shot at it. A lot of times, the heartache, the pain, the setbacks, material, emotional, it's just not worth it. You're better off parting ways. And if you're going to have to suffer because that relationship is not there for a while, be resolved to suffer. Just like I was. Or I am. You know, if I'm faced with that situation again. I'd rather be by myself, y'all, than be around anybody who's causing me to suffer. Y'all understand what I mean? I would rather be alone. Why? Because I'm happy alone. I don't need anybody. I can sit by myself and I feel totally happy. I'm by myself all day, every day. And I'm totally happy, totally content with being with me. Completely content. I don't need to have a woman or a wife. I'm happy in my present state as I am. I go to dinner alone. I go to lunch alone. I go for coffee alone. I do everything pretty much alone. Unless, for some reason, I might be talking to somebody and I invite them, right? Or somebody might invite me someplace. But for the most part, I prefer to be by myself. And I don't have a bunch of people in my life because I noticed something about me. And here it is. I noticed that I'm happiest, I'm most content when I'm by myself. And I also noticed that I never feel sad, I never feel angry, I never feel any negative feelings unless they come from me associating with another person. Maybe that's the same for you too. I don't never feel bad or sad. And the only time I do feel bad or sad is because of some association with some other person, right? I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's just what I notice about myself. But in my life, I've experienced a lot of trauma, a lot of heartache and pain, a lot of setback, but then also a lot of victories. I've experienced a lot of victories. I've been resilient my whole life. Just why? I wonder. I got so many brothers and sisters who live unhappy, what appears to be, to me, miserable lives, right? Brothers and sisters who are or were addicts that came from the same family structure that I came from, you know. Many of them became addicts. Others of them became emotionally and verbally, emotionally. Some of them, I don't know about physically, but I know definitely verbally and emotionally abusive. I know that for sure, right? And usually when you see a person who was thin, all of a sudden get big, like a massive weight gain, usually there's some emotional things, some emotional problems going on with that cause that weight gain. There's some unresolved hurt, right? Behind that. So of course I've seen that amongst my family too. But sometimes I wonder, and I'm not saying that my other family members are not resilient, because to be honest with you, I really don't know them. I haven't had any really intimate contact with my family members since I was in my early 20s, when I decided I didn't want to be around them anymore. So I really don't know them, I really, really don't know them. I can only say what I'm saying based upon what I could see from a distance. And maybe what I saw from a distance, maybe that's not the reality of their lives, but that's what I saw, But sometimes I used to wonder, why are they the way they are, toxic like that? And why am I like the exact opposite? I don't like drama and arguing and gossiping and all of that. I used to wonder, why am I the opposite? My siblings used to go to each other, argue, fuss and fight like cats and dogs, and then the next day they right back together again. And the cycle repeated itself. I always wonder, how could they live like that? I never wanted to live like that, yo. You know what I mean? Y'all saw my skinny legs. I weighed myself at the gym. Y'all know I lost about 15 pounds when I got food poisoning 3 times in India. I'm starting to gain weight now. I gained back about 5 pounds. But right now, I'm at the weight that I was at when I was in high school. I'm at the weight that I was at when I was in high school, y'all. But my body is much, much better. My body is more strong, more sturdy than I was in high school. My physique is really, really good. And then if y'all remember, those of you who know me, I guess about a year ago now. Well, not maybe 10 months ago, something like that. I did a water fast, and during my water fast, I lost like 25 pounds. I went from somewhere between, I would hover between 194, 199, 200 pounds. I was hovering between at that time. And I did a water fast. I lost 75 kilos. I mean, not 75 kilos, but 75 pounds. Okay. And then when I went to Mexico, I was trying to gain it back. And I was doing pretty good for the most part, but it was difficult because I really couldn't eat anything in Mexico, because in Mexico they serve everything is like pork. It's like it's hard to get anything other than pork unless you go to Walmart. I was so disappointed about Mexico, right? I felt like I had been reduced to shopping at Walmart. I thought I would never see the day again when I would go to Walmart, right? Even when I was in the US, I never went to Walmart. I don't think I even knew about Walmart until my ex-wife introduced me to Walmart. But other than that, I didn't know anything about Walmart. I didn't like it. And I never shopped there. But then when I went to when I went to Mexico, a lot of times I had no other choice but to go to Walmart to buy certain things, right? Which was, for me, like going backwards in life. But anyway, so it was difficult to gain weight because I didn't have proper foods. So I started to have to eat vegetables, right? And I love vegetables. But the issue